I first heard about the Fundación Brass Band del Ecuador through an email from a teacher of mine, and it said school robbed. This brass group in Ecuador had a whole bunch of instruments stolen, and they were looking for any donations they could find. So I went through my closet and found an old trumpet and old cornet and had them fixed up and mailed them off, and thought, yeah, I did my good deed, that's great. And a couple of weeks later, I got a fantastic photo of this gorgeous kid, his eyes beaming, holding this cornet that had been sitting in the back of my storage. And they said, thanks so much, we really received a lot of instruments and are back on track. And so that was the way I first got in touch with them, and then I sort of forgot about them for a little while. 2 years ago, I was traveling in South America and really enjoying speaking Spanish and the culture and the people who were just, as any New Yorker knows, there's so many Latinos in New York that they're just an extremely warm and receptive people. I thought, well, why don't I, maybe check that out. Maybe we could do some work there, and it'd be, at worst, it'd be a fun vacation. And I wound up talking to Jorge Pachacama, who's the director of this program, and basically he said, if you'd like to come and work with us, we can't really pay you, but we would love to have you stay with our family and meet the community that we have here. So I decided to go for a month. I just sort of paid my way and thought, I'll chalk it up to experience and see what's over here, and had a fantastic, really fantastic month, meeting so many people. The students were so appreciative, and not to mention talented and eager to learn all kinds of things, that I decided this was something that I needed to bring back to Musicworks, and we needed to find a way to make this a real thing. The consensus was, let's have a party, let's have a concert, let's do a benefit. So we put together a really fantastic crew of musicians. Elizabeth Dotson-Westphalen, who wound up coming and teaching on the trip, and several other really great professional musicians, Jeff Davis, Ryan Keberly, Michelle Casillas, who I work with quite a bit, Dan Voss, Gray McMurray, really great guitarist. And we went to Bowery Poetry Club, who had us before, and they said, we'd love to have you back. That was great to have all those kids. And we put together a really great concert. It was fun, it was, the music was accessible, the audience was a part of it. We had a bunch of students come up and perform along with musicians. We had a girl who organized a school supply drive. She came and talked to the audience about how they could help out with that. And not only do we raise a lot of money by giving people a great evening of music, something they could enjoy, but we had a lot of people sign on. We had a whole bunch of families that read about it in the newspaper and brought their kids and got to meet the musicians. And we had a bunch of people who took an interest to the Ecuador project itself and went online and found out about the brass band. And it was a really great way to involve a whole bunch of musicians, a whole bunch of students, and to do what we do and share, and also raise some funds, which went to very good use over the 6 weeks that we spent in Ecuador teaching.
So my name is Elizabeth Dotson-Westphalen. I'm one of the teachers with Musicworks, and I was down in Ecuador this winter doing a program for young people in Ecuador. The kids ranged from age 5 to age 25, and what we did with them was take them through private lessons, ensemble classes where we taught music from the United States and taught them jazz improvisation, and we also did things with the little kids who were ages like 4, 5, 6, and taught them a little bit about improvisation and a lot about music and how much fun it is to play music.
It turned out to be a fantastic trip. We were busy all the time. We had students every morning lining up for private lessons, skipping their regular school to come in, which we didn't encourage, but we obviously weren't going to turn them away. We had meetings with high schools and colleges and other musicians in the area in the middle of the day, and then every afternoon we had 20 to 40 kids in ensembles for almost 3 hours in the afternoon. And over about 6 weeks, we accomplished several neighborhood community concerts. We had a recording session. We had about 40 private lessons a week. We worked with the staff and the teachers at Fundación Brass Band del Ecuador and talked about their curriculum, moving that forward. We were invited by universities to give lectures there and brought students along to participate. Not to mention all the time we spent eating hamburgers at Juan Ramon's dad's restaurant and traveling through these gorgeous countryside to cousin Eduardo's house, and we spent a full day at one of the students' communion, including a huge party. I love this photo. This is Clarita, who's 11.
They lead a very modest life, but we had no idea about that until we went to see their house, and we had no idea that she came over 2 hours on several buses with her mother every day to get to El Brass, which is what the Fundación Brass Band del Ecuador is known as by the students.
It was an amazing experience, not only in what we accomplished, but in the drive of those people there in wanting to be a part of it. So we have a great connection there. We're looking forward to bringing more people and going back there. And they're still a fledgling school. It's amazing what they've done and what they're able to accomplish, considering that none of the families can really afford to pay the tuition. And so we're dedicated to helping them out by raising the funds to send our musicians over there and do some really great work.
Money goes so much farther than you would think in Ecuador. A full lunch is $2. Like juice, appetizer, entree, and dessert, $2. Now imagine what you could do if you gave $10. Imagine what you could do if you gave $100. It goes a lot further than you might think. We were able to do all these classes and be with them, and just expenses there are so much lower that we're able to be there for a longer amount of time, bring more teaching to more students, and it just goes so much farther, and we really thank you. There's an expression in Ecuador that goes, Dios le pague. And basically it means whatever you do will be done back to you. So it's kind of a karmic expression. And the way that the donors have given to Musicworks and allowed us to work in Quito and all these other places that Musicworks gets to go and work with children is just amazing. And I'm sure that it will just be paid back 100-fold.